how's everyone doing today?
Hi, how are you?
Okay, I'm great. I'm here today. My name's Elsie Delando, and I'm currently attending Columbia College. My major is sociology, and I'm taking speech class not only as a requirement of what my major is, but also to kind of help me, in the future, given certain presentations and, helping me with tips that I can improve on, because I really do need improvement. I'll be talking about different experience that I've had as a public speaker for the past 20 years. I'm sure you guys are aware. I did 20 years in the Navy, so being in the Navy, you kind of do have, you're gonna have to, speak constantly to your sailors, doing presentations, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna talk about some of my strengths and the weaknesses I feel I've had during a lot of my presentations that I did, especially for the last 3 years that I was in giving those presentations while being a recruiter, just like you guys are. So some of the strengths as a public speaker that I've had during my 20 years in the Navy, I took a couple of courses that kind of forced me to get into, presenting at such a young, during my younger years. So 3 certifications that I got while I was in the military. I was a part of the Navy command training team, which we were out there training to several higher ups, some captains, some those higher ranking officers, teaching them as soon as they were coming to commands. It'd be a class of 30 to 50 people that we would give training on. I also got certified as a Navy medical officer recruiter, and of course, having that qualification, I had to teach, and not teach, but talk in front of several college students, sometimes classes of 150. I also got certified as a Navy Work Center supervisor, which kind of helped me talk in front of my younger subordinates, and talking properly with them about work center things and certain rules and regulations that we had to follow. So those are some of my strengths, but also I've spoken in different environments and crowds, such as, like I said, teaching Navy courses to hundreds of military personnel throughout my 20 years, gave several courses on several different topics, not just military topics. I also presented to several medical officers through the Navy, working in a Navy hospital. I constantly had to talk to a lot of high-ranking naval officers. And like I said, I've spoken to hundreds of students about all different kind of Navy programs. Now let's go to some of my weaknesses as a public speaker. As you can see, and this is hard for me because we're my background, but I constantly use my hands, and so I have to find something to not move my hands so much. That's one thing I really have to work on. I tend to talk fast for some of my public speaking due to the experience to adjust my time at the last minute. So as recruiters and things like that, they tell us one day we have an hour to present, and then you show up and they say you have 15 minutes. So I have to kind of gets nervous when you gotta cut an hour presentation to 15 minutes. So I kind of have to work on adjusting the time in my speech. Ways that I can improve on my public speaking. I was thinking of creating like simple outline to ensure that I hit every main point, so I'm more organized in the case that I do have to cut a speech short. I know the main things that I have to talk about. And a way to improve with hand movements, thinking maybe put in a hand or an index card, so that way I know I'm not going to be moving my hands everywhere. So that's another way that I was thinking to improve. So in conclusion, plenty of experience speaking, in front of a lot of people, but just, sometimes you always get nervous, even if it's a crowd that you're always going to get that, butterflies in your stomach type thing. So hopefully this class, with all these speeches that I'm going to be giving, even if it's to people that I know or might not know, hopefully it helps me improve, in the future, especially with the major, because I'll probably be presenting to a lot, more people in the future. Thank you.
No problem.